Guys, the Love Island producers, they were basically begging, like, I feel like I deserve to stay in this villa because, no guys, the producers. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review. I'll be very honest in saying that, did I say honest? I don't know. I'll be very honest in saying that today's episode was okay-ish. Defo a few cheeky plot twists. We know there was a dumping at the end, and I guess quite a few recycled conversations or couples that actually don't give, but a lot for us to unpick and unpack. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, as I usually and always say, please get cozy and comfy with a lovely drink and some snacks. And let's get into today's review. So let's start off with the aftermath of the whole Molly and Zach situ. I definitely covered that in yesterday's review, so definitely be sure, to check it out if you haven't already. But of course, Zach ended up pulling Kady for a chat because he really wanted to figure out, you know, what exactly is going on, what exactly are you telling my girl, especially because we know that Molly, Kady and Whitney also had a chat about the whole situation, and she came clean and just said, obviously, I still fancy you, but I fancy Ouzy more. And he was saying that he feels like he played the game quite badly. And even in the confessional, Kady was saying that she doesn't like talking to Zach because she doesn't feel like she gets the truthful Zach when she speaks to him. And the truth of the matter is Kady still likes Zach, but obviously, and I have been saying this ever since Molly came back into the villa, he wasn't given a chance to explore things with Kady, even if he wanted to, because I do feel like with the producers bringing Molly back, which I still don't really understand too tough, but whatever, with the producers bringing Molly back, he didn't have a choice but to stick with her. So yeah, that is really that. But I do feel like from that conversation, it did confirm to me that Kady definitely still likes Zach, and she gets frustrated when she speaks to him because she doesn't feel like he's being truthful, i.e. being truthful about his feelings towards them. But like I said, it's 6 weeks in. It's a bit too late for us to start exploring a new old connect. It's long, all right? And as we know, someone ends up packing her bags at the end of the episode. So let's move on to Mitch now talking to Jess about you know, her being his best mate. The truth of the matter is, I feel like Mitch was just taking the game to heart, and I don't understand. I mean, out of how many girls are there? Are there like 6 girls? To be honest, majority of all the girls pied you, okay? So that's not easy to deal with. But at the same time, it is a game. And when he was speaking to Jess about it, Jess at first was laughing, and then she clocked, oh, he actually looks a bit upset. So then she did say in her confessionals that, you know, she thought it was a light-hearted game, but maybe she didn't know that Mitch was so sensitive. And the truth is, like, I don't know why. Mitch is messy, and they pied you because you're messy. I mean, it's not really... babe, it's not rocket science. You are actually messy, but also it is a game, and it's sad that he took it to heart like that because everyone had to choose someone, and sadly they all decided to choose you. Now let's move on next to Ella B and Mitch talking about the Abby situation, and he said he wants to pour all his energy into her, and she kept repeating the line saying, you know, you have to graft for me. What I said in yesterday's episode still stands. Abby is really not as interested, not Abby, sorry. What's this? His name like this? Ella B is not really interested in Mitch. I feel like her option to enter the villa and take Tyreek, all of that just came to ruins, and there was no way that was going to come to fruition at all. And I feel like, yeah, that's just really it. So she's had to settle with Mitch. She's trying to make a storyline, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I can't tell you how many times her and Mitch had this same conversation throughout today's episode. I just found it a bit annoying. It's almost just like, do you want him to graft? Do you not want him to graft? Do you forgive him? Do you not? We're just going in circles here. So not really much to discuss there other than the fact that that storyline is getting really boring, and I want them to wrap it up. Now let's move on to Zach now pulling Whitney for a chat, who I must say was looking scrumptious. Whitney never misses, guys. I'm not even trying to be funny. Whitney actually never misses. Hair slayed, outfit, makeup on fleek. I know that is bright. So of course Zach initially started off wanting to talk to her about, oh, you know, I just feel like I was disrespected. And one thing I love about Whitney is a no-nonsense babe. She said, you have to apologize first. Before you think about saying your next sentence, you have to apologize because you were rude. And that's just that. And it's true. I said this in yesterday's review as well. I do feel like Zach was quite rude to her. I get it's a game, and I get you were a bit confused with the comment, but don't be telling a girl to shut up. Like, what is that? Be very serious right now. And Whitney, of all people, the most good vibes person in the villa, let's be very guided. So I'm very happy that she nipped it in the bud and said, before you talk to me, yeah, you do have to apologize. Of course, he then started off saying, you know, like, I really respect you, but I feel like I played the game terribly. And she pretty much just said, what did she say again? Oh yeah, she broke down why she gave that comment, i.e. that he feels like he's choosing the only way out, and then the easy way out, sorry. And then she also said that, you know, you and Molly have a really good thing. You just need to communicate with your actions, not just your words, etc, etc. But I guess we'll get into that later as well, because Molly comes with her Karen tears to, and guys, I'm not heartless, but the tears were so unnecessary. Like I tweeted, Karen tears stocks are up. Okay, they're so up because the tears this season have been insufferable. Okay, they really have been. Now let's briefly move on to Scott and Abby. They were on the terrace. First they were talking about the Mitch situation, and then Scott asked her, and this is why I can't take Abby seriously, and I genuinely feel like her and Mitch are a match made in heaven, because something is doing them both upstairs. Scott was just like, oh, you know, if things didn't pan out the way they did, would you still pick? She was just like, yeah, like even if Mitch wanted to get to me, yeah, it would have always been you. But you mugged this guy off, like it's given you don't remember, and we remember because we watched it in 4K. Of course, long story short, they ended up having a kiss. Guys, I'll be very honest with you. It's a shame. It's a shame that we like Scott, because by default, Abby has to stay in that villa as long as they are coupled up together. I was literally just cringing. Scott, you may have to go. Abby, you have to go. It just seems so forced, okay? Given the comments that she made about him and in this whole 360 approach, and I ain't here for it. Let me know if you are down below, but I am not here for it. Now let's move on to the night time. A few conversations happened and a few things happened in the bed. So we'll start off with Molly and Zach. They were both saying that they need to sleep on it. The truth of the matter is I'm very much over the storyline, and I need them to wrap it up by the next episode because I don't want to see it anymore. Kady and Ouzy. Yeah, Kady and Ouzy. Sorry, I was about to move on, but I'm not going to move on. I've already been telling you guys, all right, this is Kady's second season. Sis, act like you've been here before. And when you act like you've been here before, remember that attitude cannot fall into that storyline. Ouzy actually seems like, I'm not even calling him Bobby Pins, guys, because he actually seems like such a sweet guy. Ouzy and her are in bed, and he's just like, you know, I'm still kind of upset about the thing. She's just like, I said sorry, and then turned over. That's not how you apologize, okay? That's not how you apologize. I feel like we've definitely seen from this episode, the things that have been going on, that Ouzy's sorry is a lover boy, okay? He seems very kind-hearted, very soft, very gentle. He needs someone to also match that energy. And the truth of the matter is, Kady was in the wrong. I already said it. You have to play this game very smart. You snog the person you're in a couple with, you marry your bestie or whatever, and then you pie whoever you want. You don't snog someone that you were once involved in that you had to look off, because like, let's be very guided. And I think Kady's attitude that night actually stank. Okay, it was very, very, very disappointing to see. And yeah, like I said, she needs to act like she's been here before, because that was really rude. I mean, he's allowed to feel how he feels. Don't make him feel like how he feels isn't relevant because you said sorry. That's not how you apologize. If he's still upset, let him feel what he's feeling. Of course, Ella B and Mitch, they were whispering in bed, and she said maybe you only wanted me because she rejected you, and he was like, no, I rejected her. Whitney and Lochan, don't know what was going on there, but they were looking comfy, and Scott and Abby were kissing in bed again. Now let's move on to the next morning. Of course, the Islanders ended up getting a text that there was going to be an exclusive beach party, and we did already see from yesterday's preview that it was Rita Ora. First and foremost, the songs that Rita Ora performed, she was even like, I'm going to sing you a classic. I honestly wanted to hear, what's that song that she has a tiny temper? R.I.P. to the girl I used to be. Her days are over. Yeah, that is a banger. She sang a song, I think called Always, something called like Love You. I don't know the music. I won't lie, I'll be very honest with you. But she did, of course, end up giving Jess a shout out, which therefore lets us know that it is very clear that Jess is definitely one of her faves in the villa. But yeah, the truth of the matter is the songs that she sang, I don't know, maybe because I just don't really take to Rita Ora as an artist too tough. And you know, a few of her old bangers, I'm talking like, I think R.I.P. with Tiny Temper came out maybe like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Like we were definitely young when that came out. So yeah, I don't know the song she sang, but she's doing well. Glad to see that she's doing well. At the end, I won't lie, they ended up jumping into the pool, and I was looking and I was like, I don't think I see Whitney in that pool, and I hear it because I'm not messing up my wig, my edges, my makeup for nobody because you want me to jump in a pool. It's not happening. So shout out to Whitney because she said you guys are not messing with my edges. Now of course, let's move on to the next conversation, which was a repeat conversation, which was very unnecessary. But anyway, Molly was talking to Abby and Ella, saying that she doesn't know how she feels today, she doesn't feel like herself, and Ella and Abby were just like, yeah, you know, since you've been in the villa, we've never seen you like this, you're this, you're that. And of course, Molly ended up crying. Like I said, Karen tears stocks are up. At the same time, Zach and Ty were talking, and he was like, you know, it's been 6 weeks and I've only cared about about her, and I don't understand why this has to be like this, etc, etc. You know, Zach, his vocabulary is actually quite limited. But she now, of course, ended up getting up and speaking to Zach, and then she started crying again, and his reasoning was the fact that it was just a game, but her reasoning was the fact that you kissed a person that literally sent me home. And she started going on like a rant, like, oh, I really wanted you to meet my family, how can that happen now, you're not in a good place, we're not in a good place, etc, etc. Tears, tears, tears. Boo tomato boo, like I said before, I'm sorry, I'm not a heartless person, but once again the question arises, sorry, I'm talking really fast, I need to calm down, but the question arises as to why the producers decided to bring her back. I mean, I feel like even if Zach couldn't have gotten to know anyone else, even if he wanted to explore things with Kady again, he couldn't have done it, because Molly was brought back into the villa just for him. And I don't know, it kind of seemed like he was kind of getting irritated with her. And the thing is, right, don't get me wrong, although I do understand that Molly's tears were very irritating, at the same time, I don't want Zach to act dense. Do you get what I mean? Like I said, play the game smart. These people don't know how to play the game smartly. Once again, snog who you are with, marry your bestie, and pie whoever. And understanding the history that Kady and Molly have, because even Molly was like, I don't want to look at Kady, when I see her she pisses me off. So the truth of the matter is, and I have already been saying this, that I do feel like Zach already does have the ick from Molly, especially when she done that. Do you guys remember that? I'm not gonna forget when she done that on their first date. But I do feel like Zach does have the ick, and at the end of the day, we're 6 weeks in, so there's no point in me trying to look things off. And even if they do make it to the outside, I don't actually see them lasting as well. But yeah, just kind of over the storyline, it seems really forced. I can't explain it. It doesn't really seem like it's genuine, and I just need everyone to kind of just wrap things up. Yeah. Thank you very much. Now let's move on to Ella B and Mitch having a conversation. Once again, how many times do we need to hear this conversation? Ella B, we have heard you. Every time I'm just feeling this, I feel like you need to grasp. I'm not this. I have standards. We've heard. Do you get what I mean? Like, are you going to give Mitch the opportunity to graft or not? It just feels like it's repetition, repetition, repetition. I'm hearing the same conversation over and over again when it comes to Ella and Mitch. Are you going to forgive him and forget? Or are you going to just continue reminding him every day that he messed up? I mean, there needs to be progression somehow. And the truth of the matter is, like I have also been saying in my other reviews, is that I don't actually think Ella B is as interested in Mitch, but she had to settle for him because there's no one else in the villa who would give her her time of day. Anyway, they ended up moving on with a kiss. But yeah, that was it. She was doing the most, guys. She was just like, on the outside wall, you'll be blocked. Okay, well, we're in the villa. She was doing the most. Maybe I'm just easily irritable. Okay, maybe, but she was doing the most. Now let's move on. Of course, my drummer ended up walking in looking gorgeous as ever, and at first she was asking them a few questions about their whole situation, and then she decided to drop the bomb that the public have been voting for their least favorite couple. But she ain't gonna reveal that yet. She's gonna say the favorite couple. And who was the favorite couple? Whitney and Lochan. And the truth of the matter is I love it when my vote counts. I love it when my vote counts. Whitney is the it girl of the season. You know, you guys know we actually love Whitney on this channel, and I'm very happy that, you know, other people are also using their votes well, because some of you guys be voting for people that don't deserve votes. Okay, some of you actually be voting for the wrong people, but I'm glad that those who are voting for the right people were getting the recognition, small, that we deserve. Of course, she announced that the couples with the least amount of votes in no particular order was Amber and Josh, Kady and Ouzy, and Ella B and Mitch. I'm not actually surprised. I feel like the way the voting system came this time round, if the vote was to happen maybe tonight, I do feel like maybe the votes would they have been a bit different? Nah, I don't think so, because who else deserves to fall into that bracket? Jess and Sammy. Yeah, Jess and Sammy. So yeah, maybe the votes are actually quite accurate. So anything else to discuss there? Oh yes, so before the information was also leaked, I know you guys clocked Molly smirking. Okay, I know you guys clocked Scott and Abby. And the truth is, guys, I was shocked to see Scott roll his eyes when they announced that Whitney and Lochan were the public's favourite couple. But my cousin actually tweeted it that she genuinely feels like that must have just been a glitch with the editing, or maybe the producers done that on purpose, because we definitely know that Scott and Whitney are besties in the villa. So that eye roll was very interesting. And Abby, babe, let's not get too comfortable. We are tolerating you because of who you're coupled with. All right, let's be very guided here. Of course, the couple that ended up... Oh, sorry. let me stop. Okay, so of course everyone else was now sent back to the villa, and then they decided that the couple to be dumped was Amber and Josh. And the truth of the matter is they needed to be dumped because I do feel like they were definitely running on borrowed time. But of course there was another plot twist because another couple was going to be dumped from the villa. Did I mention Amber and Josh? Yeah, I just did. Yeah, Amber was given way too young for the show. I've already been saying this. It was, yeah, the vibe was interesting. And Josh, I barely heard him speak, so I'm not surprised. But there was another plot twist that Whitney and Lochan would have to decide or for the next couple that was going to be dumped tonight. And of course, the options were Kady and Ouzy and also Ella B and Mitch. Guys, the Love Island producers, I honestly need them to get a raise this season because the plot twists have actually been finishing me. Why were they fighting their case like this was actually court? They were basically begging, like, I feel like I deserve to stay in this villa because, no guys, the producers, guys, the producers are honestly producing. That was absolutely hilarious and no one could tell me otherwise. That was funny. They were literally fighting their case to stay in the villa. Of course, Ella B, she's not serious. In her speech, she was saying obviously like, Mitch has always been my #1 from day one. No, he hasn't. Why do these people feel so comfortable lying in 4K? I don't understand. And of course, Kady gave her speech, Mitch gave his speech, Ouzy gave his speech as well. And they went off to deliberate and have a conversation. And then they came back and they decided to save Mitch and Ella B and send home Kady and Ouzy. And the truth of the matter is, guys, and I did tweet this as well, I do actually feel like that was the wrong decision. Only because I know people are also commenting like, oh, but Mitch is messy and his messiness is entertaining and stuff like that. But it's been 6 weeks. We've seen enough entertainment from Mitch, even with his messiness. And on top of that, do I feel like it was the wrong decision? Yeah, I do. I feel like they should have saved Kady and Ouzy, to be honest, because Ella B isn't going to give or take anything else. Like, she's not really going to give us much more in the villa. She's definitely not going to get Tyreek, and we do know that she's not really as interested in Mitch. And I just kind of feel like maybe they should have just sent them both home. Yeah, all three of those couples should have gone home. Okay, Amber and Josh, Kady and Ouzy, and Ella B and Mitch. I think that honestly should have been the conclusion. But of course, you guys know we did end up getting a glimpse of tomorrow's episode, in which Tyreek, when everyone comes back to the villa, Tyreek is basically like, oh, I feel like you guys, like, you know, you guys made the wrong decision. I believe the camera zoomed in on Mitch or something like that. And then there's another conversation that takes place with Ella B and Abby again, because I don't know why we still have the storyline, but I think Ella B is maybe speaking about, you know, Mitch said he really wants to really put all his eggs in my basket, etc, etc. And then Abby's like, he literally told me that on the outside world you won't work. And then Mitch was like, I never said that. So yeah, we're definitely going to see that triangle again, but they can wrap up that storyline so quickly. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on today's episode. Scenes, views, people, them, all of that. I do feel like Amber and Josh definitely should have been on their way back home anyway. So I'm glad the public got one thing right, at least. But yeah, guys, well, let us know what you guys actually thought of tonight's episode down below. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. And also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for your love and also for your support. I love you, love you, love you, love you. I love you guys so much, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.